Chapter 2, Family Matters. You sit in the park with Gray, still reeling after he told you he believes he was murdered. The newspaper made it sound like your death was an accident, but the energy I felt, the energy coming off of you, that only happens when someone suffers a violent death before their time. There was someone else by the pool that night. I can't remember their face. His words stir something in you, sending you back to the morning, the dream where you first met him. In our dream, when you said, when you got pulled away, I saw a figure in the darkness, but all I could make out was their smile. They must have been the one who murdered me. You've got to help me track them down. That's what I need to move on. Gray, how would I even do that? Even if I could find the right people to talk to, they're gonna want to know why I'm asking all those questions. And I'm a medium trying to solve a murder of a ghost I've been talking to is not gonna go over well. Trust me. Not with that attitude, it's not. I'm not a detective. I can't go around kicking in doors and interrogating people. But you do have a strong moral compass. Can you really live with yourself if you let a murderer walk free? Are you seriously trying to guilt trip me right now? Is it working? I mean, do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If this person killed you, who knows what they could do to me? You pinch the bridge of your nose and take a deep breath, trying to center yourself as your heartbeat pounds in your ears. I reconnect people with their family. I don't put myself in the path of killers. Gray's eyes go wide, concern marring his handsome face. Damn it, I hadn't even thought of that. Alexandra could be in danger, too. Is she your latest fling? Ooh, gross. No, she's my sister, but she was at the party the night I died. She might know more about what happened. I'm not going to interrogate your sister. If you really wanted to reconnect me with my family, she's your best bet. Gray flashes you his trademark smirk. You roll your eyes, amusement soothing your worry and frustration. I can't believe you're using my own words against me. It's not my fault you make it so easy. Alright, fine. We'll go see your sister, but you have to promise me that you'll actually try to reconnect with her to see if it'll help you move on. Yeah, we can do your sappy emotional thing first. Gray. Fine, I promise, Happy. I wish I believed you. Sounds like a personal problem. Because unless you have some kind of psychic spell to compel me. That's not... you're just gonna have to take my word for it. You shake your head as you lead Gray out of the park and down the street, back towards your shop. So, when do you think I can meet your sister? There's an event at a vineyard every weekend, usually for the more elite members of our wine club. My parents rarely attend, too busy with their galas and international cruises, so Alexandra will probably be playing host. Okay. I'd expect me to get in there. I'm not exactly in a position to become an elite member unless you have some non-spectral money stashed away. Sadly no. My accounts would have been frozen the second I was declared dead. But you don't have to be an elite member, you just have to pass for one. His eyes roam over you appraisingly and you flush despite yourself. Luckily, you've got a lot going for you. I'm already regretting this. Don't worry, you'll have my sultry voice in your ear guiding you the whole time. That's exactly what I'm worried about. A few hours later, you and Gray arrive at the Morrison winery, a gorgeous building surrounded by lush gardens. You lived here? Only when I was a kid. I moved out as soon as I was able. And, that was my parents' gift to Alexandria for her 18th birthday. That's when they got themselves a shiny new mansion. I can't imagine growing up someplace so big. Trust me, it's not all it's cut out to be. Instinctively reach towards Gray, wanting to comfort him, but stop just shy of his translucent form. Irate. Looking back at the house, you spot 2 men in suits standing by the front door, arms crossed. I have a feeling those unreasonably giant security guards will never let me in without a ticket or my name on a guest list. If you're wealthy or famous enough, you don't need either. I'll coach you. How do you think rich people behave? They throw around their power, are out of touch with the reality, act just like everyone else. Oh, that'll be the day. No, seriously. They throw around their power. That is true. They love feeling superior to everyone else. But they also don't want to make a scene or will wind up all over the tabloids. Yet, everyone else still bends over backwards to give them what they want. Everyone but you, it seems. You just haven't asked nicely. The more important thing to do is remember that rich people want to avoid unnecessary attention. They never want to appear desperate. Sounds like a whole lot of ego. Not everyone is blessed with my good looks. Just keep that in mind. Name drop my sister and you'll be golden. You're still uncertain as you approach the front door, but you keep your back straight for Fox's confidence. Ticket, please. You reach in your bag and rifle around for a moment as though searching, then adopt an apologetic look. I'm so sorry, but I think I forgot it. We're really sorry, and we're not supposed to let anyone in without a ticket. I will have your head. Need to get inside. Guess I'll call Alexandra. I'd hoped to avoid bothering her, given everything that's going on. I mean, what happened was a tragedy. Oh, good play. Her number is 707. You very visibly start to dial the number on your phone. The guards sober quickly, sweat beading on their brows. Hook, line, and sinker. Oh no, that won't be necessary. He shakes his head as he opens the door. A friend of Alexandra's is always welcome. Gray brushes past you to lead the way inside, causing your breath to hitch when his ghostly form moves through yours. Once you're inside, your mouth nearly falls open as you take in the spacious room, light pouring in through the windows and making it glow. This is part of the house? It's one of the 3 bars, and they're all fully stocked. You're momentarily distracted as Gray crosses the room, a beam of light passing through his body and making him practically shine. Whoever killed me was at my party last night, so we just have to run the same circles, which means they're bound to be here somewhere. We're supposed to be looking for your sister, remember? Shaking your head, you scan the sea of well-dressed and poised people, your eyes falling on a gorgeous blonde woman in a tight-fitting pink dress. Sylvie, please. Whatever's most expensive. Oh, my ex is here. Name's Vivian, so I'd steer clear if I were you. She's got a vicious mean streak. You sure know how to pick 'em. I don't think she wanted me dead, though. But then again... You're about to respond when a young man walks up to you with a warm smile, the only friendly face you've seen so far. Ah, just who I was hoping to see. You look like a little lost. I'm guessing this is your first time at one of these? My first time? How'd you know? I'm pretty sure I looked the same exact way at my first party like this. And what way might that be? Your shoulders are up to your ears with nerves. You keep wringing your hands together. He's got you there. Don't worry, it takes time, but eventually you get used to it. I'm not sure I could ever get used to this. Oh, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Curtis Presley. Curtis is my best friend. He'll be able to tell you where Alexandra's at. Nice to meet you, Curtis. I'm Iris Travers. Well, Iris, I'd be happy to show you to the tasting room, or are you looking for someone? Before you could even answer, a scowling man shoulder checks both of you and Curtis, shoving his way past you to get to the bar. You look fun. Quit blocking my walkway, and bring me a plate of caviar now. I'm not... I wasn't talking to you. You aren't dressed like the help. That bastard. He turns to Curtis, who plasters a clearly fake smile onto his lips. I'll make sure the staff brings you that immediately. The man grunts and then storms away. Gray glares after him before turning back to you. Peter Lafferty. He's a new money prick who thinks he's better than anyone else. Never stopped him from sucking up to me whenever he needed something, though. Now he... I'm sorry about that. I'm afraid we're not making a very good first impression on you. It's not your fault. Jerks like him don't deserve our attention. You got your arms in front of your chest and shaking your head. And we certainly shouldn't let them ruin our fun. I think I'm gonna like you, Iris. I don't know. I'd say he deserves a beating. I'm actually looking for someone, though. Alexandra Morrison? Ah, lucky for you, I know exactly where she is. Just follow me and hopefully we won't encounter any more jerks. Curtis leads you through the winery and up to a young woman who looks quite similar to Gray. Hello, it's nice to see a new face around here, and it seems you've already met my fiancé, Curtis. I love your outfit. It's seriously stylish. Thank you. I like to bring a pop of color with me wherever I go. Gray looks at his sister softly, his lips tilting into a slight frown. At least she's alright. I'm Iris Travers. I apologize for springing this on you, as I know it's a lot, but I'm actually a medium, and I have a message from your brother. Whoa. I thought we were gonna build up to that. Curtis's face twists with rage, but Alexandra stays relatively calm, simply watching you with wide eyes. If this is some kind of joke, it's... Hold on, Curtis. Let's just hear her out. Skepticism is completely natural. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Her eyes narrow as she assesses you, and making you swallow nervously, Gray laughs beside you. Are you seriously imitated by my sister? My baby sister? You send him a glare before she starts speaking, drawing your attention back to her. So you're telling me Gray's in this room right now? That you can see him? Yes, I can see him. He's wearing a form-fitting teal suit. That is what he was wearing at the party. She could have seen the pictures that were in the tabloids. Tough crowd, but we'll make believers out of them yet. You open your mouth to reply when you notice the number of people in the room watching you, some outright glaring. She can't seriously be talking about the tragedy right now. Some of us are trying to have a nice time. Her outfit might be gorgeous, but it's clearly just a distraction. We don't realize how poor she is. You force a smile despite the sting of comments, and you can feel Gray's eyes on you. Maybe we should take this conversation somewhere more private. I'd be happy to prove I'm the real deal, but I'm not sure your guests appreciate me being here. Don't listen to them, Iris. They're just elitist pricks. Right now, you're our guests, too. They should give you the same respect they give each other. But if you do want some place private, where we can be interrupted, we could take you to the VIP wine cellar. Great idea, honey. We could sample some of our finest vintages while you explain everything. I don't want to impose. That's where they keep the good stuff, Iris. And while I might not be able to enjoy it, at least one of us will. Gray reaches out to place his hand on your shoulder, passing right through you and sending a shiver down your spine. Besides, some wine will put them in it both at ease. You'll have an easier time convincing them. You'll telling the truth and getting them to open up. It's no imposition, really. Those wines hold a lot of good memories. Good memories of Gray, especially. I could do without the sentimentality, though. We don't need to go digging into any of that. Gray doesn't seem to like talking about his past. This could be my chance to learn more about him from people who were actually close to him. And maybe he'll even open up a bit more since, once they start sharing. Diamond choice! By the way, I had to redo all this because literally and figuratively I screwed up, but anyway. Alexander and Curtis lead you across the room towards a beautiful spiral staircase, and the whispers around you grow intrigued. Who's that? I've never seen her before. She must be important, though. That'll teach 'em, a-holes. You follow Alexandra and Curtis down the stairs and into a fancy wine cellar, bottles lining the shelves. And don't worry, I promise we aren't luring you down here so we can break you up in the walls. Not everyone is a lit major, sweetheart, or watches a movie. You think someone who can supposedly talk to the dead would also have read Poe? God, I forgot what a nerd Curtis is. You eagerly sink into one of the massive armchairs, and Alexandra gives you a sympathetic smile. So Gray has some things I thought wine first. You look like you could use it. Actually, why don't I pour you mine, Curtis, and Gray's favorite wines, and you can guess who likes what? Person's favorite wine says a lot about them. About as much as a BuzzFeed quiz does. Alexandra pours 3 glasses of wine as plates of fancy, expensive hors d'oeuvres are brought out. I don't mind if I do. Wow, this all looks delicious. I miss cheese. Enjoy that for me, will you? You flash Gray a small smile before Alexandra passes you a flute glass full of sparkling wine. And don't let any of that go to waste either. Mouth the words bossy in his direction before taking a sip of the wine. White wine not bad. If you're really a psychic, here's a chance to prove it. Whose favorite is that? Not that I doubt your skills, but I really want to see Curtis's face when you tell him it's Alexandra's. No way. That's right. How did you know? I call it a psychic intuition. You just seem like a bubbly kind of person. Give Gray a subtle wink as he laughs. It's just like her. She makes everyone's lives sweeter. More like too much of her will give you a nasty hangover. So, do you believe me yet? Can we talk about what Gray has to say to you? Alexandra frowns, sipping on her wine as she looks from you to Curtis and back. You seem nice enough, Iris, but you still haven't really given us any solid proof that you're telling the truth. Then why don't you ask me something only Gray would know? Alright. What did Gray tell me after Kenneth Sterling broke up with me? You're lucky I've got a good memory, Iris, or this would have backfired spectacularly. Gives you a cheeky grin that makes your face heat, even as you shoot him a glare. I said, why are you worried about Sterling when there are 30 other guys who would date you in a heartbeat? This doesn't exactly sound like comforting words after a breakup, but you repeat his words, and she gasps, covering her mouth with her hand. There's no way you could have known that. That's no proof of anything. Maybe she just met Gray and he told her the story once. Alright, we've given this a try. Now how about we get back to... He trails off as Alexandra's eyes well up with tears, his face falling. Sorry, it's just... I miss him so much. My big brother. Sorrow floods the room, making you teary. Gray's voice is barely above a whisper when he speaks. And I miss her too. He feels the same way, but he needs to move on, and it's my job to help him do that. It's just nice to be able to talk about it. Gray wasn't close with her parents, so everyone expects me to act like nothing's changed. Or worse, they tiptoe around me like I'm made of glass. They just don't understand you. They never understood us. Alexandra, everyone goes through that. Everyone grieves differently, but it's always confusing and lonely. Losing someone is hard, especially unexpectedly. It's okay for you to not be 100% together. That's what I've been telling her. I know, but that doesn't make it any easier. Gray's frown deepens, but he shakes his head when you shoot him a curious glance. Don't look at me like that, I'm fine. Come on, Gray, I know there has to be something you want to share with her. A memory, maybe? Gray looks back at Alexandra, his expression softens, a small smile making its way onto his face. Well, there was one time Lex and I skipped school to go to the amusement park. We ate a bunch of junk food and nearly threw up after riding the super tall roller coaster. There was no one who would recognize us, no one to impress. We could just be normal kids. A soft wave of affection comes off of Gray, and you can't help but smile. Everything alright, Iris? You got quiet for a moment. And Gray was just telling me about a time the two of you ditched school to go to an amusement park. We took silly photos in the photo booth that day. He always kept them in his wallet. Alexander crosses the room to open another bottle, pouring 3 fresh glasses. I think I need some more wine. Take a sip of the red wine. This one is fruity, spicy red wine, loud, passionate, and you can't help but smile, already knowing the answer to this one. This is Gray's. That was fast. You had a 50-50 chance, you just got lucky. There was no way this could have been yours, Curtis. Not with the party happening on my tongue. Gray always liked to come off as wild, but he had a sweet, playful side too. He was often overwhelming for people who weren't used to him. His personality filled up the room. It feels like yesterday he was sitting here with me, drinking the wine. She twists the glass of wine in her fingers, eyeing it longingly. How about we remember how Gray was when he was still with us? That's the best way to honor him. That's our cue to leave. Say your goodbyes, Iris. I'd love to hear more. He is surprisingly tight-lipped at times. You can't gossip about me when I'm standing right here. Tell me. About his sweeter side. Well, our parents always had high standards. Very high ones. I did my best, but sometimes it wasn't enough. Gray always found some way to distract them and then whisk me off to do something fun. He sounds like a great brother. My parents were distracted by my very existence. This wasn't a major feat. The bitterness in his voice makes your heart constrict painfully in your chest. I know you meant a lot to him, Lex. You were the first one he thought of when he spoke with him. You just called me Lex. Oh, was that not alright? Grace said it, so I thought. I'm the only one who ever called her that. You really can see him, can't you? Alexandra. What do you need us to do? So, usually someone becomes a ghost because they have unfinished business, which makes sense because Gray was taken so unexpectedly. Given how close you were, I think you're the ones who can help him move on. Why don't you start by telling Gray what he meant to you? I see what you're trying to do, Iris. But it's not... He was the best big brother I could have asked for. With him at my back, I felt unstoppable. I knew I could count on him for anything. Gray perks up a bit at that, straightening his spine, while Curtis interlaces his fingers with Alexandra's. I've been so focused on Alexandra that I don't think it's really set in for me that he's gone. And how did you and Gray meet? I lived next door when we were kids. We met while playing outside, quickly became best friends. He kicked his football over our fence and I brought it back to him. He's got terrible aim. A few years later, I won't bore you with the details, but some bad things happened to my family. That's why I ended up moving in with the Morrisons. My parents took him in. We were practically inseparable after that. Curtis. I'm sure he used to have a lot of funny stories about Gray. Oh, there are tons. But my favorite would have been the horse incident. No, don't betray me like this, Curtis. Now that one I have to hear. Well, their parents thought it was important we learn horseback riding. Tradition or something. Well, Gray wasn't too good at it, and he spooked his horse during our very first lesson. The horse bucked him off so bad, he landed face first in the mud. Alexandra snickers and Curtis joins in. Gray groans into his palm, hiding his face, and you find yourself biting back your laughter. I never should have brought you here. Curtis looks at the ground, his smile fading to a wistful frown. Well, you weren't kidding, Lexi. I'm gonna need a lot more wine if I'm gonna keep thinking about this. Give it the bottle and pours you another red, but you take a sip. Bold, the dry aftertaste. I guess since this is the last one, I won't spoil the surprise to say it's my favorite. Not that it's hard to guess. Curtis likes things straightforward and boring. It's nice, subtle, and basically the opposite of Gray. It's a wonder we got along, but he was like a brother to me. It sounds like you were close. I'm sorry for your loss, too. Thank you. You know, you're the only person who said that to me. Iris. He turned to Gray and his glow seems dimmer than before. Tell Curtis he was the best friend anyone could ask for, and tell Alexandra I expect her to get in trouble on my behalf. That I love her, even if she has terrible taste in men. His form begins to shimmer, his voice growing faint. Gray, are you... I see a light, Iris. Thank you for helping me. Gray disappears in a brilliant flash of light, leaving you in stunned silence. Are you alright? It's Gray. I think he's... But, in another flash of light, Gray reappears, grinning, and you clench your jaws as frustration bubbles in your gut. Oh, God. I can't believe you bought that. You really didn't think that you could get rid of me that easy, did you? Oh. He's still messing with me. Again. Well, now I know you're telling the truth about being able to see him. Since he isn't moving on, I think it's time for me to head out. But thank you both for all your help. Wait, you can't go yet. I need to figure out your favorite type of wine. Tell me something about yourself, and I'll find the one that matches. Oh, this shall be good. I am a giver, with a bit of a temper, want to fall in love. I am all three, but... I want to fall in love. I've never had time for it, but I still want it. Romantic at heart. It means your wine is rose. She offers you a huge bottle of wine, pushing it in your hands, even as you protest. Oh, no, that's all right. I can't accept this. We have more than enough wine than any one person could drink, and I like sharing. And please, call me if there's anything else I can do to help you with Gray. Pointedly ignoring Gray, you're almost out of the room when you spot Curtis following you behind. Everything okay? Yeah, it's just, look, I don't believe in whatever it is you do, but it seems to be helping her. That said, be careful about how you treat her. If you hurt her, or con her, you'll have to deal with me. You don't need to worry about that, Curtis. I promise all I want to do is help. Good. With that, he walks away, leaving you alone with Gray. You scowl as you march out onto the porch, wheeling on him angrily. What the hell was that? You promised me you were going to try and move on. I played along with your sappy little reunion. What more do you want from me? Playing along is not trying. You lied to me. I lie to everyone, Iris. Don't take it personally. Gray. I know that reunion must have been difficult. Seeing your sister and friend again, but them not being able to see you, having to talk through me. Where are you going with this? I can see how that might not have felt like enough of a reunion for you to be ready to move on. Gray watches you for a moment, his expression hard to read before he breaks out into laughter. Oh, nice try, but your reverse psychology won't work on me. You. I hope you enjoy the wine at least. It's nice that even a workaholic dreams about love, and if you ever want help discovering your more sensual side, I'm here. He smirks devilishly at you, and you can't help the way your throat goes dry. Let's go. With a huff, you start back towards the patio door, but you shiver as Gray reaches for you, his hand passing through your arm. Wait, we don't have to go just yet. At least let me show you around the grounds. If you thought the house was beautiful, just wait until you see the actual vineyard. Why? So you can play another terrible prank on me? No more pranks, I promise. Think of this as a way of making it up to you. I grew up here so I can show you all the best secrets. Besides, it's not like I'll ever get to come back. You'll also never get to go to Paris again, but that doesn't mean we should hop on a plane. Right, I forgot. Appealing to your all non-existent sense of fun won't work. How about this? A trip down memory lane might be enough to jog my memory about the night I died. You hesitate. You can still feel the phantom touch of his hand on your arm, and his desires becoming your own. What happened to you not wanting me digging into your past? It's different when I'm the one telling the stories. Even if it doesn't help Gray move on, it will at least bring us closer, get him to be more honest with me. And I can't pretend I'm not curious about his past. Diamond choice! What a surprise! Alright, show me what makes this place so special. Gray grins as he leads you out among the grapevines, the brightly colored bushels of fruit catching your eyes, the rays of the sun warm your skin. I could talk your ear off about all the different kinds of wines we make with these grapes, but I think you'd have a better time just admiring the view. He pretends to lean against one of the trellises, showing off the firm lines of his body. You let your eyes trail over him appreciatively before giving him a playful smirk. Too bad you're blocking it. Ouch. But if you like the grapes so much, you're welcome to try one. Just be careful of the seeds. You lean in to take a closer look at one of the bushel or clusters of grapes. I'd feed you it myself, but I'm still working on getting objects to move. Pop it in your mouth. You pluck a grape off, toss it in your mouth quickly, and keep walking, chewing carefully to avoid the seeds. Well, what do you think? It's bitter, yet sweet. So, just like you. Leading you further along the path between the vines, Gray stops to point to a fence in the distance. That's the property line between Morrison Vineyards and Curtis's old place. We met by that very fence. He gazes into the distance, a faint smile on his lips. A week later, we were pretending to be soldiers fighting off an alien invasion with the vineyard as our battleground. I can't picture you running around in the dirt. Well, I wasn't nearly as suave back then. I was more of a lovable scamp. So you're saying nothing's changed. And you're saying I'm lovable. Gives you a cavalier wink that makes your stomach flutter before he turns back towards the fence. Case in point, I tried to leap over a trellis but got my foot stuck in a wire. Smashed my face right in one of the posts. I broke my nose. Curtis didn't let me live it down for months. I'm surprised you wanted to stay friends with him after that. We always had a friendly rivalry, but it was hardly an even fight. Curtis always had me beat in things that mattered. I want to know about you and Curtis. He was always looking out for me, trying to keep me out of trouble. Sounds like he wasn't very successful. You can take the guy out of the party, but not the party out of the guy. You turn a corner, and Gray grins as he sees something in the trees at the edge of the vineyard. Come on, I'll show you the best part of the ground, so long as you promise not to tell anyone else. You roll your eyes, but can't help but keep a smile from your lips. Who would I even tell? You duck as Gray leads you through some foliage, revealing a beautiful stream. Here it is, my hidden gem. I used to come down here whenever I needed to escape. You take a moment to breathe in the cool air, enjoying the gentle babble of running water. It's beautiful. You glance over at him as he hums, only to find him looking at you. You feel yourself flush, hurrying to fill the silence. What were you trying to escape? Oh, jeez, Iris. Are you trying to speedrun my traumatic past or something? I didn't mean to keep pushing you. I'm just trying to understand. Lets out a sigh, his shoulders falling. Let's just say that when my parents were in the house, I tried not to be. Thank you for telling me. I know it isn't easy to open up. No, it's not. What are you talking about? I'm an open book. Maybe not an honest one, but an open one for sure. Well, for the record, I like the honest side of you. You'd be the first. Before he can answer, Gray turns back to the stream, stepping up to the edge of the water. I used to sit on this bank right here, my feet in the water. Pretty sure I even fell asleep here a couple times. I wonder if I can still feel it now that I'm a ghost. Water is a powerful spiritual conduit, but he's already slipping off his shoes and stepping into the stream with a frown. It's as cold as I remember, but that's all I can feel, just cold. Why don't I describe it to you? I remember how it feels. But that's not the same. You kick off your own shoes and step into the chilly water, closing your eyes to focus on the sensations. It feels crisp, like biting into a perfectly ripe apple or stepping outside on a cold winter's day. And when it moves, it's like the softest brush of a touch, just barely grazing my skin, calming, grounding me. After a long moment, you open your eyes to find Gray standing in front of you. He reaches out to trail his ghostly fingers along your cheek. Kinda like this? Yes, just like that. Take a seat on a large rock beside the stream, watching the water bubble and swirl. Gray sits beside you. It's weird to think I'll never do this sort of thing. Ever again. Never splash in the stream, never eat a burger, drink a glass of wine, never touch someone. Your eyes are drawn inexorably down to the rock, where your hand rests a mere inch from his. I know it's a lot to take in, but it doesn't make what you did get to do any less real. I just never realized how important little things like this, like feeling the water, were. I guess I assumed I'd always be able to. No one knows what waiting on the other side. Maybe you'll get to spend hours dipping your toes in the stream. You meet your eyes, the hint of a soft smile on his lips. Maybe, but it won't be enough without... He hesitates and looks away. What? He gives you a playful smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. A bottle of tequila and a supermodel on each arm. And here I thought you might have been getting soft on me. Perish the thought. You get to your feet with a soft sigh. You were right. This place is beautiful, but we should probably head back. He chuckles as he floats along beside you. You should consider taking breaks more often. You'd be amazed by everything that's out here. As nice as that sounds, I've got far too much to do. Well, let's get back to it then. The two of you head back to the winery. The silence between you is surprisingly comfortable. But Gray stops abruptly the moment you step inside. You drop your voice to a whisper. What's the matter? I remember something from the night I died. Gray points to Peter Lafferty, the man who shoved you earlier, scowling into a glass of wine as he sits in one of the armchairs. I got into an argument with Peter at the party, a full-on shouting match. I think he's the one who killed me. Well, we'll have to see. But without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you want to see more content. Also, there's ways to support the Join Thanks features, yada yada yada, in the description, and leave a comment letting me know what you thought of the book so far. Aside from that, sorry about being late. Just today, I'm just kind of, I don't know, dealing with like sore throat, kind of like a sinus thing, yada yada yada. Hopefully, it's just allergies, but we'll have to see. So yeah, getting this up ASAP. You know how it is. Life happens, and you know you got plans, even work, even things like that are important, and life just comes by and goes hi. But no, real quick. Yeah, no, you will never truly realize, right? That's one of the reasons why I enjoy the simple things in life. I mean, think about it, like he just said. You'll never get to feel the water again. You don't know what's on the other side. You could return to a black void and never exist ever again, and your consciousness just goes away. Who knows? You don't really know. We don't until we literally fade from this existence and move on to whatever it is beyond that veil. Okay, they all look at and we're all kind of afraid of. Some of us have accepted it, but most people are like, oh God, no, please, no, too young to die, yada yada yada, right? So yeah, no, you should enjoy every day like it's your last, because it very may well be. Some of us literally and figuratively die in our sleep. We go to sleep and we're like, oh, tomorrow, man, I gotta walk the dog and I gotta, renew my sub, or I gotta do this or something. And you don't wake up. You don't wake up. Enjoy yourselves. As they say, it's later than you think. So, thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.